Up next on the forum, the process for obtaining a GED certification is about to change in a big way. We'll have details. Are you dealing with a chronic health condition? Learn about a program that could improve your quality of life and strengthen your parenting skills by becoming a teacher. We'll explain. With that and more next. Hello and welcome to the forum. Starting in 2014, the GED test will change from paper and pencil to online only. Pamela Gilliam, Susan Alberson, and Valerie Johnson are with the Norfolk Technical Center, and they each oversees an aspect of adult education that can be crucial to a person's employability. And the GED is a very well-known term by many people. Many think I'm going to go and do that. But if they're going to go and do it, there are some things they need to consider along the way. One of them is making sure you're prepared to take it. There are classes to help you with that, but then you may need some more basic skills developed. And so between the three of you, you should probably be able to fill people in on everything. Well, let's start with the GED. Pamela, you're the chief examiner for this area, and for years the general education development certification has been done a certain way, and that still is at this point.
Well, currently it is done on a paper and pencil. Beginning in 2014, January 2nd, 2014, the actual test will be changing over to a computer-based test form, meaning you can only take the test on the computer starting in January of 2014. Currently, the test is still available on paper and pencil up through December.
Through December
2013.
Any particular date in December, do we know that?
Actually, we're going to try to take it as far out to the end of December as possible. With school closings, it's kind of hard for me to do a specific date at this point in time.
Well, one of the other things, too, is that with the paper and pencil test, the prep for that is different, is it not, than it will be for online, or will that be the case farther down the road?
Well, basically, I would say so. The preparation with paper and pencil is done basically through study guides, through the adult ed teacher and the ISATE program. The new method is basically going to be done by the computers. It's basically a study guide that they're going to have to really study for by the computer.
Okay, so they have to go online for all of these things, not go to the books.
The classes will still assist them, but actually we will be setting up through Norfolk Public Schools with computer use.
Okay, all right. So it's all a big team effort to get this together. Susan, you deal with the adult basic education aspect of this, and this particular area provides what?
We do work with students with math, reading, and language. We start with students where they are. If they come in at the second grade level, we work with them at that level, but we try to get them up to the GED level. We offer classes for GED students to help them to be successful on the test. Next year we will start offering computer classes, because there are certain skills that they are going to have to take this new 2014 test.
And one of them is just being comfortable with
being comfortable, being able to type, because they are going to have to learn to type.
Oh yeah, there is that.
Yeah, there is that. Knowing how to do things like there will be drop-down boxes and fill in the blank, and just things like that that many people are not familiar with.
Yeah, the concept is not something that's familiar to them.
Right.
Wow, so you've got your work cut out for you.
We do.
In that, but nonetheless, it must be pretty exciting.
It is. It is.
It's for everybody's benefit.
Yes, it is. But we do the academics to try to get them prepared, but we also have to do the computer skills. So
yeah,
it's we're adding to our program as we go through and help them prepare.
So these are adults that you're helping to kind of catch up in a way.
Yes.
And Valerie, you deal with. I can't pronounce the acronym.
Individual Student Alternative Education Plan Program, and it's called ISATE.
ISATE, okay. that deals with students that are
It
currently
prepares
or-
students who are at risk of dropping out of high school
Okay.
to take the GED test and develop career and technical education skills while they're doing the GED test.
Okay, so you cover all the bases, really. You've got people that are, when they finally get to that point to take the test, it's Pamela's area. You are dealing with people who have left school already, are adults, want to improve themselves, but need some remedial help, and you are dealing with students at risk of dropping out of school, so you want to make sure that they either stay in or that if they do, they've got something to take with them.
Second opportunity.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm sure that there is a great need for these services.
Yes.
Yes.
There is.
Yes. We have like, right now we are trying to really accommodate, you know, as many people as possible. With the test changing over next year, we have so many people coming in. I mean, like right now, you have hundreds of people calling in because what's going to happen is if they don't complete the tests that they currently have in place, they will actually lose the complete test, the scores. They will have to start all over in January.
That's an incentive, isn't it, to get it done?
And the cost is going to change as well. So the cost is currently $58 on paper and pencil. When it goes to the computer, it's going to be $120 per person and $30 per test.
Okay, and those costs are things that you have to plan for, like you plan for the GED?
Yes.
Are there ways that people can work with the schools to help
Talk-
this?
Like vouchers.
Vouchers, you know, like if they go through the adult educational program, Ms. Aberson will put vouchers in place for those who complete successfully her program. And like for the iState program, the schools actually, the division, Norfolk Division actually pay for the students who actually complete their program.
Okay, okay. So there is some assistance along the way to help people
Yes.
continue to move
Some.
forward. Because you don't want them to stop because now there's this cost.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Wow. Well, these are all very big and very significant changes that I think are going to need to be told to the public time and time again. Because not everybody's thinking, I think I better get my GED at this very moment.
Right.
But 2 months down the road, there might be somebody who's thinking about it
Absolutely.
and are finding out that, you know,
And another difference that's going to take place, that's going to be major for people, is the fact that currently people can actually walk into my office and register, fill out an application. We can actually pre-register them online. Once the tests change, they have to actually go online to register themselves through
Okay.
Pearson VUE.
okay, so computer skills are really, really important to learn. And each of you, I know, has to have taken that on as part of your training and curriculum
Yes.
too, to reinforce how important that is. So the whole online switch certainly must mean that there are going to be some improvements in what is being done. I mean, not just from the
Well, the academic curriculum is going to change
Okay.
to a degree. I'll let Valerie start in her area
Okay.
so she can explain like your finance,
Finances. Oh, well, they're taking economic.
academic and finance, personal finance.
For finance course, where the components are career and guidance counseling, GED preparatory course, economics personal finance course, workplace readiness skills,
great.
and
So-
the economic impact of, with counseling of failing to complete high school. So all of those components are in place for the students.
Okay, very practical type of information
Right.
that, you know, doesn't beat around the bush. It just kind of gives you some of the tools you need to be able to manage your life more effectively.
Yes.
Right, terrific. And while we've been talking, we put on the screen the folks we're talking to and their programs and how to reach somebody to get more information. So if you're a person that has toyed with the idea, has maybe not finished high school, has thought about a GED, and doesn't really know where to start, there's no excuse now because we have given you some of the basic information you need just to call and ask questions, if nothing else. But take advantage of this time. Online is definitely a reality, and that's where everything's going in the future. So as Ms. Gilliam has pointed out, you're not going to be able to waltz into somebody's office and just register. It's going to be more impersonal in a way, but it will be ultimately more efficient and hopefully this will show great gains in what everybody accomplishes, particularly the students that are out there and in need of this help. So a tremendous shift. I know you all have been very busy accommodating it. So we'll probably have you on again at some point once this actually gets underway and you've caught your breath.
Yeah, definitely.
That's right. But it's been an education for everyone. So
Yes,
thank you
yes.
for getting the word out and getting started with it. And we'd love to have you back.
Okay.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thanks. Good luck in
Okay.
2014.
Okay,
Thank you.
When we return, a program that teaches those with chronic health conditions how to better manage their lives. Don't go away.
I am for the child who's had 7 addresses in a single year because she's in foster care, because her father abused her, and her mother couldn't believe her. She is the child I am for. I am a CASA volunteer. I am you.
If you're coping with a chronic health condition, managing day-to-day can at times seem overwhelming. Well, Senior Services of Southeastern Virginia offers a series of self-management classes that can help you learn how to keep your condition from ruling your life. So please welcome Sue Stanley with Senior Services Wellness Program, and joining her is Venetia Lambert. Both of you here to share some information about chronic disease and also the people who have to live with it day to day. And there are some ways of working with it and around it to make the coping less than coping and more living. So Sue, the program itself is offered through Senior Services, but not at Senior Services, correct?
Correct. Where Senior Services we are the organization that offers the program. However, we go to various organizations and deliver the program to the seniors at those organizations. So we have a variety of places where we'll deliver the program. Our trainers come to you. We put the classes together, organize it, and deliver the workshops.
Okay. So these are workshops essentially for people with that are living with chronic diseases. And what, for instance, would you put underneath that heading of chronic diseases?
Chronic disease is anything like long-term, something that's not going away, such as arthritis, a heart condition, high blood pressure. You know, those things need to be managed, so I will put that under that.
Okay, and often when one is diagnosed with one of these conditions, there are restrictions on one's activities, the way one's lifestyle has been, needs to change, and this can touch everything in their lives, from the level of activity that they generally are involved with to what they put in their mouths, and you know, and how they deal with the little things in life that add up to a day. So what would these classes start with? What is it that they actually provide?
Well, what they actually start with is what you just covered. One of the things that they do is they help the participants define the difference between an acute condition and a chronic condition, so they really understand what they're dealing with. And then they go from there to how to work with this in order for you to have the best lifestyle possible under the circumstances. So one of the things that they learn is they learn what a symptom cycle is, which means that, let's say you have symptoms from your chronic disease, which actually cause other symptoms like anxiety, depression, fear, muscle tension, breathing problems. And they go from there and they teach you how to deal with it and how to mitigate these things that affect you in a negative way. So great exercise that they do, which is really fun, and we just did this in a leadership workshop that we did, is how powerful your mind is. And so they take you through a lesson, and my mouth is already starting to water, so I'm going to tell you this. In closing your eyes and thinking about chewing on a lemon. Now, everybody in the workshop, when you ask them for feedback afterwards, they all say, well, their mouth started to water, you start feeling that, everybody describes it. Well, that gives you concrete evidence of how powerful your mind is, and so from there, they take you through exercises that help you use that in order to get you to give yourself short-term distractions from chronic pain, whatever it is that you're dealing with. So it's a lot of hands-on brainstorming things.
Harnessing your imagination, huh?
Yeah.
And making it change your physical state.
Exactly.
Wow. And that must be for the people that are taking classes like this, must make them feel very much more in control.
Yeah, because it's all about managing their own chronic health condition.
Wow. So, but everybody's an individual, and everybody has different things that they might be dealing with too. So is this a sort of like that you offer these as general things, and then people find what works for them?
Absolutely.
Is that
we have a self-management toolbox that they can pick from. It has things on there such as exercise, relaxation techniques, positive thinking, communicating with your doctors, families, and friends. And we always tell them, you can always pick and choose from the toolbox. One thing might work for me better than it works for you. So that works.
Well, great. Well, I know there must be a whole array of conditions that people are dealing with that are initially can be very distressing. So you mentioned the depression and the other things that can attend with, can attend learning that you have these things because you feel like now what's going to happen next. And what you're saying is that what happens next may happen next, but there are ways you can work with it and deal with it and cope with it better so that you're not changing your whole life because of it.
That's true.
That's just a huge thing.
One of the tools that they get is to develop their own action plan. Okay. And they learn what an action plan is because people don't really understand that. So for instance, it's not I'm going to lose weight so that I can manage my diabetes better. It's what am I doing, when am I doing it, how much am I doing it, and how often am I doing it. So I'm going to stop eating snacks after 6 p.m. in the evening for 4 days a week for the next 6 weeks. That's an action plan. And so they develop their own action plans, and then in addition to that, they have to state what they think their probability of success is. And that we work through with them. If they think it's low, what are the barriers? And it's all brainstorming. They work in teams, and people learn to support themselves too, because they will get calls not only from the leaders of the workshops, but also from their partner to see if their action plan is working.
Wow.
So it's a continuing thing.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a lot of that responsibility is being placed on the individual to make sure that they are living up to their own expectations and that their expectations are realistic, and that can be handled well. It sounds to me like a program that could be good for anybody. Yeah. Although for people that are dealing with things that might be limiting what they used to do, it's it sounds like a wonderful opportunity. So these workshops are done in several weeks.
It's done. It's for 6 weeks, once a week for 2.5 hours.
Okay, and these are at various locations throughout the year. So they're in different cities. In Norfolk, I think, is currently having one at the Wellness Fitness and Wellness Center, Senior Prime Plus.
Prime Plus, yeah.
And but there are other places throughout the region that will be having them throughout the year. So there's really an opportunity for people to look into it more. We have also put up Senior Services number at 461-9481, and ssseva.org is the website. Chronic disease self-management. Diabetes is one of the programs as well, sort of within that group, that I'm sure is very well attended and received, because it is a epidemic, and finding ways to deal with something that seems very, very common. you know, it might be very easy to say, well, everybody else has got it too. So that's very debilitating, very debilitating. So it's good to know, and it's a great way to train the brain to think of how to manage your life differently.
It is, and they walk away from this program with a great book that they get for free. This actually follows up on all of the lessons that they learn and the brainstorming that they do. There are wonderful exercises in here too,
Great.
so that they can continue with the same exercises after they finish the program.
Okay, great. Sue, Anisha, thank you very much for sharing this great information. I know it'll be helpful to a lot of people. Thank you. And still to come, a home-based program that helps parents during the early critical years of their children's lives.
In 1977, an 8-year-old boy picked up the game of golf from his father. The odds of that same boy then making it to the US and European Pro Golf Tours, 1 in 7 million. The odds of the Big Easy winning the US Open twice, 1 in 1.2 billion. The odds of him having a child diagnosed with autism, 1 in 88. Ernie Els encourages you to learn the signs of autism.
Parenting is a serious business. You can never learn enough. That is where the Parents as Teachers program, or PAT, comes in. Rosalind Hopkins joins us from the UP Center, where PAT teachers create learning experiences that are relevant and tailored to each child and family. This is a home-based program.
Yes.
That is, so people, they come to your home and help you navigate the challenges and thrills of parenthood.
Exactly.
In a little more structured way.
Yes, we take advantage of teaching parents to look for those teachable moments with their children to help them prepare for school. So it is a free home visiting program. So we take the challenge of transporting the children, mom, and everyone to our facility, and we actually come into the home and work with the parents using everyday items, again teaching them to notice those moments where they can actually become that child's first teacher.
I guess it's almost like putting on a new pair of glasses and looking at the world a little differently, isn't
Yes.
it? You just have to kind of isolate what those things might be and train them to think and see things in a different light, like perhaps a child, but not even so much as a child, because the child wouldn't necessarily know, but you have to take them to a different level.
Exactly. The program is designed to help parents to actually begin to recognize how a child develops, so they can have reasonable expectations when they're working with their children. And as they grow and develop, we begin to help parents identify specific milestones. We have a home visiting nurse that helps mom or dad or grandma, whoever the care provider is, to actually identify health needs, making sure that the child's immunizations are up to date. And we even provide a free dental varnish for the families to help lower the risk of cavities.
Lower that cavity rate, absolutely. That's so important, oral health. So, well,
Yes.
wonderful. And so the children that you see, these are children of, do they have perhaps developmental delays? Do they not? Is there a particular group that you target?
The program is open to any parent with a child up to the age of 5 years old. So we service families in Norfolk, Portsmouth, and Virginia Beach. So again, any family qualifies to work in the Parents as Teachers program upon availability. We'll work with the family until the child, again, enters kindergarten.
So they have plenty of things to work with them on, because real life will probably unveil all sorts of things along the
Absolutely.
way. And you also deal with teen mothers, is that correct? Or
We do. We
expectant?
have a home visiting program that is specifically designed for first-time teen parents up to the age of 19. Those parents are served in the areas of Portsmouth and Virginia Beach. Norfolk has a program called Loving Steps, which provides the same service. And again, in that particular program, not only are we helping mom increase her parenting skills, but we also work with the family in order to provide a stable, nurturing home environment for both the children, for the teen and the teen's mom.
Okay, so it's like preschool for the moms and for the kids too.
As well, yes.
Wow, so they learn together and the child benefits because that child is getting the attention in the right places. You mentioned expectations earlier, that sometimes those expectations can be kind of skewed because people don't know what to expect at different
Parenting
stages.
is not an easy job. It doesn't come with instructions. So again, we work with parents to go through the beginning steps of parenting. Answering questions, learning how to use everyday items in their home to enhance the child's intellectual skills, social and emotional development, as well as their communication skills, learning how to talk with others, learning how to relate to individuals when they go out and about in the grocery store, helping parents to identify appropriate discipline behaviors and in disciplining their children based on the child's age. So again, understanding those appropriate expectations of how that child is developing, what the child is supposed to be doing at a particular age, really helps.
Okay, so it's kind of like parenting classes on wheels.
Right.
So you've got
We're mobile.
Well, right. So it's a mobile version of parenting classes, and I can't tell you how many calls I get at the Department of Human Services just in public information for people that want to know about parenting classes. So this is just one more that we can refer, and is there any cost involved?
The program is completely free. Again, it provides individualized home visitation, group connections or parenting workshops each month with our families, and an open resource connection. So we provide them to different resources within the community that may help deal with a particular crisis that the family is dealing with at that particular moment.
Okay, great. So you have the connections that are needed, and that's what you're all about. It's
Absolutely.
being a part of the community and providing a community service and referrals when needed. So thank you so much for showing us yet another way that parents can perhaps gain a little bit of knowledge, as much as they can anyway, when they have little ones.
Yes.
So thank you. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next time. Bye.